In this lecture, we are going to discuss self-assessment via attestation. We will start by defining what attestation is. We will talk about how to attest and then provide an example. So what is attestation? An attestation assures stakeholder accountability for privacy-related responsibilities. Now, I probably should have added an extra slide in here that said when or why would we do self-attestation. If you work in a very large organization, or your organization is extremely decentralized, or you work in an organization where all of your offices prefer autonomy, they want to be able to perform their own assessments, they perhaps don't want to work through a central headquarters office for their privacy impact assessments, then one possible option would be self-assessment via attestation. And essentially, what folks are doing here is they're saying, hey, I have conducted my own privacy impact assessment using my own privacy analysts. We've gone through the checklist, and we attest that we are compliant with your processes or requirements or what have you. And so this is a way for a large organization to delegate down and let folks do their own risk management. Now, there are lots of pros and cons to that approach, and we're not going to discuss that here. For the CIPM exam, it's just important that you know what self-assessment via attestation is. So how would these different offices do their attestation? Well, it's important that your organization determines responsibilities across the organization. You would draft questions to determine whether responsibilities are being fulfilled. For example, that a central headquarters provided privacy impact assessment is being conducted for all new systems and projects, and that those projects and systems are reviewed on an annual basis and the PIAs are updated as necessary. That questionnaire or documentation would then be filled out, signed, and returned to the central office for record-keeping purposes. In addition, the headquarters office, again, if we're thinking about this decentralized model where assessments are delegated down, the central office may follow up with the offices at some regular cadence and require evidence. Or perhaps evidence of compliance is provided along with the attestation. And so what's an example? Well, let's say that this is a decentralized model and headquarters wants to verify that the Human Resources Office is compliant with the organization-wide privacy policy. Well, just as we've discussed, if there's an internal or external audit, if an auditor comes to you and is asking for evidence, if they are asking you to demonstrate that your organization is compliant with laws, regulations, policies, perhaps some ISO certification standard, well, you will provide metrics or documentation. And in this same example with human resources, the privacy office would ask them for their evidence. That evidence may include data protection policies that are issued, implemented, and verified by the HR office. You may look at access authorization or access controls, consent for data processing, data minimization practices, PIAs for all of their systems, and perhaps training records that all of their staff have undergone training and awareness related to privacy. In this lecture, we have gone over self-assessment via attestation. For the exam, you need to remember that attestation assures stakeholder accountability for privacy-related responsibilities, and individuals and offices can attest by determining responsibilities across the organization, drafting questions to determine whether responsibilities are being fulfilled, and requesting or providing evidence as required.